Hey guys, it's Jeff from thisweekwithjtt2932. Back to the Philippines right here. This is from Associated Press. U.S. forces deploy anti-ship missiles in Philippines and stage live fire drills near China hotspots. So yeah, things are getting a bit tense with China. So do make sure our allies in the Philippines is well protected and they have these fire drills so that way they are prepared. Starts here from the Associated Press. Bataan Island, Philippines. The U.S. military has deployed an anti-ship missile launcher for the first time in the Bataan Islands in the Philippines as Marines unloaded the high-precision weapon in the northern tip of the archipelago. I can't say that too quickly. Just as a sea border away from Taiwan. Yeah, so keep that in mind. Keep Taiwan in your thoughts, though, because someone said that Taiwan may be targeted by China. U.S. and Philippines forces separately unleashed a barrage of missiles and artillery fire that shot down several drones acting as hostile aircraft and live fire drills on Sunday in Zambales province facing the disputed South China Sea. The mock battle scenarios over the weekend in the annual see if I can pronounce this correctly. Balikatan exercise between the U.S. and its oldest ally in Asia, the Philippines. Not only similar in real-life war, they also staged near major geographical hotspots, which have become delicate front lines in a regional rivalry between the United States, between China and the U.S. under former President Joe Biden, not under Trump. Okay, let's go forward. About 9,000 American and 50,000 Filipino military personnel took part in the combat maneuvers. At least 260 Australian personnel also joined, with small observer delegations from Japan and other countries. China has fiercely opposed the combat drills as provocative. Its aircraft carrier group sailed by a few days earlier near Batanes, where the United States military has deployed the Navy Marine Expeditionary Ship Interdiction System on Saturday on Bataan near Bashi Channel, just south of Taiwan, a critical trade military route that the U.S. and Chinese militaries have tried to gain strategic control of. Wow, okay. The introduction of the NMISIS is the first island chain for sea denial. Sea control is another step in a force design journey. U.S. Lieutenant General Michael Cederholm told a small group of journalists, including the Associated Press, who were invited to witness the transport of the missile systems aboard the C-130 Air Force aircraft to Batanes. Wow, okay. We're not here practicing a war plan, said Cederholm. We're practicing for the defense of the Philippines, which is appreciated. The U.S. and the Philippines have denied the annual combat maneuvers, which both will focus on a full-scale battle scenario this year. We're aimed at China or any adversary. The lines between mock what's real, however, have been at times murky. Don't mind me. The good news, the weather's getting warmer. The bad news, hay fever. As if U.S. forces will pull out the anti-ship missile systems for Batanes after the combat drills, Cederholm did not reply clearly. We don't broadcast when we're going in. When we're coming out and how long things are going to stay, Cederholm said, all I say, we're here at the invitation and with the support of the Philippine government. But I'm glad it's here, he said. Additionally, China had repeatedly expressed its strong opposition to the U.S. Army deployment last year of a mid-range missile system in the Philippines for joint exercises. The U.S. Army launcher with at least 16 standard Missile 6 and Tomahawk land attack missiles was repositioned in January from an international airport in North I'm not sure how I'm going to pronounce this, but log, is Laoag. I don't know how you pronounce that. I'm going to say Log City, to the northwest coastal area facing Scarborough Shoal, where China's forces have used water cannons and dangerous blocking maneuvers against Philippine coast guards and fishing ship and fired flares near Manila's patrol planes, a Philippine official then told the AP. So things are getting tense between China and the Philippines. The official spoke of additional anonymity due to lack of authority to discuss the delicate issue publicly. Tomahawk missiles can travel 1,000 miles. That's a third of the way of the United States. That's a long distance, which places China within their target. During combat exercises on April 21st to May 9th, the American and Filipino forces will also practice jointly defending Philippine islands by repelling hostile forces attempting assault from the sea in the western Philippines province of Palawan, which faces South China Sea, and in the northern Cagayan province near Batanes. Philippine Brigadier General Michael Logico. Seriously, his name is Michael Logico, said the combat exercise was crucial to strengthening deterrence against aggression in the Bashi Channel. A peaceful region can only be maintained through proper balance of strength between opposing forces until such time that both countries decide that it's not going to be worth it to fight over this, Logical said. That's pretty cool. I guess we're going to wind this up here. Earlier this month, the Chinese military staged large-scale drills in the waters around Taiwan and renewed a warning to self-rule democracy not to seek independence. China Navy, Air, Ground, and Rocket Forces staged the drills. The Philippines used to host two of the largest U.S. Navy and Air Force bases outside the American mainland. The base was shut down in the early 1990s after the Philippine Senate rejected the extension, but American forces returned for a large-scale combat exercise with Filipino troops under a 1999 agreement. Cedar cited that tens of thousands of U.S. Military personnel, along with the Filipino scouts, buried in a vast American cemetery in Manila as proof as Washington's commitment to help defend the Philippines beyond the U.S. bases era in the Philippines. We take our treaty obligations very seriously, Cedar says. So what do you think about this, folks? Let me know in the comments down below. Peace.